or goodness, gravies or potatoes, you name it. And maybe it's a big container, maybe it's a small container. Either way, Easy Lids is gonna work for you because normally with our, say, big container, if we bought one of these and we put our favorite food in there and we worked really hard on it, and then we cover it with this foil and we get it to, maybe it's at our house or maybe we're taking it somewhere, but either way, once this is opened, it's never closing back up again. It's gonna rip, it's gonna tear, and if you're using plastic wrap, even worse. Right? Because that never goes back on. So what's nice about Easy Lids is it was created to give you a clean way, a concise way to serve your food. Now there are lids on both sides, just like this. I'm actually gonna move that guy out of the way so I can do this just for you. So you can see that it opens up. What I love about this was that the lids stand up. Because have you ever gone, you know, when they have like those lids that you have to take off? Then you're getting like water all over the food. It's a mess. You don't know where to put the lid. It's crazy. With this, it stays up. It also has a spot, as you may see, for your utensils. So whether it's a spoon or tongs or anything like that, it can stand out just like that. So it has a space. They happen to get lost a lot less that way, by the way. There is also an area for you to use a dry erase pen. So maybe these are Carrie's wings. Because certainly if the food is hot inside, it might get a little, as you can see, a little frosted up there. So now I could say what it is, because that's the other thing when we're doing parties, that people are always trying to look in things to see what they are. Now I can say what it is. So then this tab on the side is the last little part that I want to point out that I really love, because we're not putting our hands all in the food, and maybe if there's a little mess here or something, we're just doing this just like this popping it up, accessing what we want, putting the utensil right back, and it's closing right back. So it's not leaving any openings over here, so we're not losing heat and or coolness if it's a cool food.
This is a great idea.
Isn't that revolutionary?
And I'll tell you, I've never seen anything else like it, ever. The fact that the lid stays on, so you're not having to figure out where do I put the lid. You're still, you know, using one hand, because in most cases you're holding your plate with the other hand. So, and you can see it fits the larger aluminum pans and the smaller ones too.
And it can do 2 small ones. So I just showed you how to put it on a large one. So all you do is you just take these 2 tabs off the sides. It slides right off. You just pop it right on top, and it's just gonna clip on both sides. Once it's clipped, you're good to go. You can then transport. If you wanna use it for 2 smaller ones, let's move over here. This meal may look a little familiar at this time of year. So we have our mashed potatoes on one side, and then we have our turkey on the other side. And again, utensils are separated. It's 2 separate foods, and I'm not sure if we're able to get that shot, but you can see it is actually 2 smaller pans, and what it does is it's just gonna clip to one of the pans on one side and one of the pans on the other side. Now, when using it like this, I would be very careful when you transport, okay? Because obviously they're not connected at the bottom. So I would probably put it onto something as you transport it. But for serving and for making it look beautiful, this really is the way to go with the holidays. Not just the holidays though. So because this is in a clearance situation, guess what?
What's that?
Get a few of these. Okay, give them as gifts for people who love to entertain. So all through the year. So for some of us, it's still hot. It's still in the 90s here in Florida. We still got some barbecuing time left. We're tailgating right now for the big game. So you can have your buns on one side, you can have your burgers on the other side. And what's nice is, again, this stays closed. It's preserving the food longer, because you know if you put food out on a table and it doesn't have a cover on it, the elements are getting to it. If it's outdoors, it's gonna be your dirt, your wind, your dust, your bugs. If it's inside, it's just the fact that the air is hitting it. It's gonna dry it out, because maybe it's your favorite mac and cheese. You know, you worked hard on this. If that sits out too long without a cover on it, you're gonna lose that ooey gooey cheesiness that makes it perfect.
It starts to dry out. It gets that skin on top of it. You don't want that.
You don't want that. Same thing for lasagna. You know, if you're trying to transport lasagna and you bought one of these pans and you put foil on top, you know that this has happened to you. Your perfect cheesy top, okay, your mozzarella on the top and whatever you put on the top, the foil sets on top of it, and then you lift it and the whole top layer comes off your lasagna. We've all been there. This is going to preserve your foods, because again, it's laying right on top just like this, so it's keeping it closed, and it's also not touching the food, which is I think important.
And this is the thing too, you're getting these today at a clearance price, because everything in this hour and next hour are all on clearance. And I love Carrie's point of, use them for for more than just the holiday season, or use them for more than just when you're taking something to a potluck, because you're gonna find that it just makes everything easy. And we spend so much time and money and effort preparing the food.
Yeah.
Why not keep it, you know, as warm and as, well, as it's supposed to be. Keep it as it's intended to be. And if it's supposed to be warm and if it's supposed to be ooey gooey, keep it that way.
And again, I just love this feature. So you're gonna get 10 of these that come with it, but they're reusable. So if I wanted to then take my cake out and I wanted to put my brownies in here, everybody will know what's inside without having to do any additional papers or notes or anything like that. So here's a great idea for your dessert.
Yep,
so we could have one big pan, but it can be on separate sides. Again, keeping out the elements. If it's outdoors, keeping out bugs, wind, dust. If it's indoors, it's just keeping it cool if it's something to keep cold, warmer if it's something to keep warm. But look at the presentation. I think that's, you know, really what I want you to see. And also, if you have someone in your life that, you know, they like to entertain, but they're really hard to buy a gift for. This is something I'm telling you that they are going to use all the time. And it's for those people who want to be the hostess with the mostest.
That's
you know,
right.
you want to have those things that really just create a nice presentation.
That's right.
That protect the food you work so hard on. And with these, you know, you just wash them, wipe them, and go. And you know, this was an American Dreams products. This was the Dennis family who came up with this. And Brian was the creator. And then, you know, 3 more of his siblings came together and they made this company. So it doesn't get any better than this. It really is a family idea. They're a family of 13, by the way.
Wow.
So I think they were used to having big gatherings with a lot of food. And they knew what the problems were. So they found a way to solve them. And you know, that's why I love innovative ideas like this. And since I've had mine, I've already gotten to use it a few times. I love it. I think that it makes it super simple. Again, all you're doing is clipping it on the sides. It lays on top. I love that these aren't when you're trying to, like, you have a plate in your hand, you're trying to like also scoop and then you're trying to hold this like this. You don't have to worry about that with this. This is smart serving.
It truly is. And it was created out of need. And I think as you're looking at it, you're probably like, yeah, I think we all need that. You've got it on a clearance. You've got 6 flex pay if you want to use the flex pay, which makes it $3.33 to get home. I'll tell you, these are our final quantities. We started off with about 800 of them, and these are going. So if you want a few of these for yourself, do it. If you are thinking, yeah, this would make a great gift for the one who is always taking, you know, things to the potluck and cooking for larger, you know, groups of folks, or even smaller, because remember, it will fit the large disposable pans and 2 of the small ones as well. All right, stay on the phone for those. 614-119 is the number on that. Come along, Carrie.
Here we go.
Would you like some popcorn?
I would. Who doesn't love popcorn?
We love popcorn. So what we've got coming up for you is going to be a way for you to make popcorn the way you want it, not with all the extra chemical. I want to share with you also, because I'm holding on to an iPad, we are simulcasting live on HSN's Facebook page. So if you have questions about any of the products that you're seeing aired this morning and you want to ask them here and we'll answer them live on air. But let's talk Holstein, the popcorn maker.
Yeah, so this is seriously, okay, I feel like one of the things when I was younger that was the most fun to do as a family was make popcorn, right? So either it was on your stove or whatever, but it's the watching it part that is so exciting. We have gotten so used to microwaving our popcorn now or doing it behind a veil, and we miss the fun of when it's popping. And I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna laugh at me, but I'm gonna start laughing in a minute when this starts going crazy, because every time it starts popping, I get excited. And you know, if that's what you're looking for, something fun, and also to get away from the microwave popcorn. If you've ever cut open one of those bags, and I challenge you to, there's things that we can't pronounce in there, when all you need is a little oil and some kernels. That's all that's in here is oil and kernels. Now, if I want to, as this is popping, I can put my butter right up on top. And this is 5 minutes or less to pop, which is about the same as if you're using a microwave.
Right.
And all you need to do to warm it up is to hit the button at the front, and it's actually gonna warm up so quickly in less than 2 minutes, you're ready to go.
Gosh, it's just multiplying. Look at how it's getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
You're gonna do 8 cups with this, and all you're using, we're gonna give you a measuring cup like this that's gonna come with it. The measuring cup, you just fill this twice, and then you're gonna fill it up to 30 milliliters with your oil. And that is all you have to do. So now this is just about done, so I'm gonna pop this over here. Now there's a lid that goes on top because I put some butter in there, and now that turns this into a bowl.
How perfect
awesome
is that?
Sauce, right? So we're done. So what I love about this is that now I can control what I put into my popcorn. Popcorn in and of itself is only 30 calories a cup. And so it's actually a really great snack when it comes down to, you know, if you're trying to stay healthy and trying to watch, you know, what you're doing, but you're hungry, no problem. Popcorn's the way to go. So if you want to keep it nice and light, a little salt, a little pepper goes a long way.
For sure.
But let's start this guy from scratch. So what you have is the hot plate, which is a non-stick hot plate, the stirring stick. We're gonna come here, we're gonna put our oil. We're gonna put 2 rounds of our kernels. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab a lid from back here. I'm actually gonna stop this guy because he's finished.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna cover this one. Okay, and then we're gonna take our top off, remember, because now we're popping. And then all I have to do is just turn the button on right there. Immediately, the stirring wand starts to move around. It starts to heat all the kernels evenly. And then when it's ready to pop in just a matter of minutes, that's it. You just have to watch. And as soon as it stops popping, you turn it off, you flip it over.
It's that simple.
It's really that easy.
The only thing you're deciding is whether you're getting it in red or in black, and that's that.
Yes.
We're gonna pop more and show you all the fun, you know, well, many fun flavors. You're gonna come up with 1,000 different others. But just so you know, I see many of you are shopping with us and watching on HSN's Facebook page. Sherelle, good morning to you. She's watching from Kansas City, Missouri. Frankie, hello. Ardria asked about the easy lids that we had a moment ago. It's one lid. When you're buying it, it's one lid per order. So if you need more than one lid, then go ahead and just get multiples there.
Yep.
Okay.
No problem.
All right. Cool. And remember, so this is how it cooks, and it's also how you eat it if you wanted to just flip it over and turn it into a bowl. So it's really that simple. And what I like is that popcorn is one of just, when you see it cooking and when you smell it, or I should say popping, and when you smell it, your mouth waters.
Oh my gosh, yes.
This is why we go to the movies, not to see the movie, just to eat the popcorn.
Oh, I cannot pass that area when we go to the movies. But you know what's funny is they're putting so many artificial things in there. Now, here's the thing. There's times we want our popcorn to be healthy, but then there's times we want to be indulgent. Yeah. And the nice part about it is that when you have something like this, you can decide what you're putting in there. If you're buying already made popcorn, you know, whether it be at the movie theater or whether you buy it in the store, if it's already got all the toppings on it, you didn't get to control what you put in there. So if I really want to go indulgent, here I did my cinnamon cereal, and I did, this is absolutely delicious, by the way. We made these into bars. At this time of year, that's when we want to do things like what we have over here. We did our chocolate, we did our candies in here, and this is simply just by putting, we did white chocolate over here, we did a dark chocolate over here, and then you just put some candies in there. So this is our birthday over here just by putting sprinkles. Do you see how fast this one's popping already?
Yes.
That one's popping already. You can have so much popcorn ready to go.
I know, it's so fast. And this is the thing, you see it popping, and then once you start to hear it slow down.
Yeah.
And when you start to hear it slow down, get ready to turn it off. Because you don't want, you know, just like with anything, have you ever put, let's say, microwave popcorn in for too long, and then you open up the bag and it's like, oh, that was too long. So just stand there. When you hear it's okay, the popping's slowing down, it's done.
So yeah, as soon as I kind of hear it slowing down, I know it's time to flip it over. Remember, this is a hot plate. So if you do let it sit and it stops popping, it will char a little bit right here. But the thing you won't have is unpopped kernels. Notice that there are no, I could go right to the bottom. Every kernel popped. And when you buy kernels in the store, it's actually gonna cost a lot less money. Then let me turn this guy off over here. He's done. See how fast I'm having to move over here? I'm like, oh, okay.
That's right.
All right, so this one I'm gonna do a little bit of my pumpkin spice, you guys.
Oh, wow.
So this is a really fun, it's pumpkin time. Of course we gotta do pumpkin spice. So what I do is just my pumpkin spice on there, and that's yummy and ready to go. We got these two popping. Caramel's pretty simple. You're just gonna pop your popcorn, and then you're gonna do your caramel and your sugar, and just do that in a hot pot, and then just pour it right over top, and then that dries.
What kind of oil do you...
That's what's cool about this. You can use whatever type of oil you prefer, right?
I use coconut oil, because I feel like it makes it crunchier.
Absolutely, sure. So, you know, again, look at this. No kernels left over, okay? Everything has popped. My plate is pretty clean. This is pretty much all popped. There's nothing left over, and I love that because nothing makes me madder than when I'm, you know, if I had like a microwave popcorn and then you notice that like half the bag didn't pop. That's a waste of money.
Yes, it is.
And they're very expensive, those and if you want to get one that has like organic, or if it has, you know, I don't know, a special oil or something. I love truffle oil, by the way. That is my
that's what I
favorite.
Yeah.
And I could put sea salt and I could put my own truffle oil inside. And I'm saving so much money because I'm buying larger containers of kernels. So this overall, your investment of getting this, which is what, $20?
I know, really.
Right?
I mean,
then you're done.
And
that's
the clearance price. Jamila is saying, wow, my mouth is watering watching the popcorn pop. I know, I cannot resist hot popcorn. I don't care where I am, even if I'm not hungry. When I smell it, I have to have it. And this is fun. And this is one of those easy, inexpensive things that you can do with the family. The kids are gonna love it. It's simple. It's not like you're cracking open a bag of potato chips, right?
Exactly.
Everybody can have their own flavor, because I like mine savory with truffle oil, and I do a little bit of olive oil on there and a little bit of butter, garlic salt too. My husband likes his sweet with like Reese's Pieces in there.
There you go. So, and you could do that, and that's the thing. You could take, you're gonna get 8 cups out of just one pop, okay? So that's 2 of these cups, and 30 milliliters of oil will give you 8 cups of popcorn. So you could take half of that, your husband can take his and make it sweet. For sure. And you could take the other half and make your savory. Do a little party where you put out a whole bunch of toppings.
Yes!
And after the popcorn's done, like this one's just about done over here.
Right.
So we've heard him, he's slowing down on the popping, so let's flip it over. Right. And boom, there we go.
This is it. One last pop, right?
It's still hot and popping when it comes out. That's awesome.
Okay, so remember, you're just choosing whether you want it in red or in black. You'll notice no unpopped kernels. And Julia said, could you use butter on the inside instead of oil?
Yes, you could do a flavored oil on the inside if you would prefer to do that as well. Here today, I just use regular oil to keep moving fast, but you will get lots of ideas as you work with this. Look at this one. So just done, you know, this one, oh gosh, okay, so yes, and they're still hot. So what's nice about this, there is nothing like super fresh popcorn. It doesn't get any better than this, and you will come up with so many ideas of what to do with this.
So cool, I know you're gonna love it. I'm sorry to talk with my mouth full. Messina wants to know, how do I get that movie theater butter flavor? Really, you just use a lot of butter.
Yeah, you can actually
that's what they do.
You can buy it at the store, by the way, at the movie theater flavor. They have it. Okay. Or you can make it.
Love it. Carrie, thank you.
Thank you.
I wish I could just stay and eat popcorn. But stay on the phone for yours. Remember, red or black are your 2 choices there. Just so you know, we've got 2 hours of clearance. It's our big clearance frenzy. And we've got 6 flex pay on all clearance. It's craziness. I love it. So when you see something that you want, for yourself or maybe for the family, go ahead and pick it up. Stephanie Roberts is joining us. So we go from popcorn, which we love, to cake.
Cake, sweets, and goodies.
How did we get so lucky this evening?
I know.
So you're making cake pops. Now, I know you've seen cake pops. They can be very gourmet, and gourmet is code for expensive.
Exactly.
But not these. What you're gonna get is the cake mold. It's a 2-piece set and 20 of the plastic cake sticks, and you get a recipe book. Simple.
Because you can do things like this. Make the cake, dip it in the icing, roll it in some goodies. But yet if you order these for parties or something, they'll charge $2, $3 a pop.
Yes.
And we could eat 3, 4, 5 of them very, very easily because they're fun.
Right.
So this is how you do your own crafts. You see it all over social media, you see it on the sites, and you think, I'm not that creative. You can do it with Liqueur. So this is our cake pop baking mold. And literally, it makes cake pops as simple as can be. The first thing I love is I don't have to do all one flavor. The traditional recipe for cake pops is you make a cake, then you crumble it all up, and you make like an icing goo, and then you sit around and make balls. Very time consuming to start with. No need to do all that. So we've taken our favorite cake batters. I can use as many different flavors as I want because I'm doing each one individually. I've put it into my non-stick silicone baking mold. No spray, no nothing. Easy as can be. I put this into the oven. You can see I've got the base, I've got the bottom, and it's going to form the ball picture perfect for me each and every time. So now I'm skipping all the labor of making the balls. And quite honestly, and not that we're usually too worried about calories and fat when we're making desserts, but if I can at least cut down a little bit of the sugar, because I don't have to use a thick, gooey, buttery icing to hold it together. Now, my thick, gooey, buttery icing is going on the outside. Right. Because I want it to look good and taste great. So here's what happens 15 minutes later.
You've got
Here's your cake pops. But this is what I want to show you. These just came out of the oven. Yeah. That's it. No problems removing
and
at
remember,
all.
You didn't spray anything. You just put the batter inside. It could be even box
Exactly. So that is the silicone that gives you the ability to make these gorgeous little balls. So then if we're making cake pops, we would continue on and you get these sticks. So I like the fact that they're nice and long. Now a little bit of a decorating hint, if you put a dab of icing at the base of your cake pop and then put your stick in, this will harden and then allow your stick to stay and you won't have any sliding problems. Because I think why people think these are so hard and why we're willing to pay so much money is because, you know, there's a couple of steps here, and if you don't know those little tricks, it can be more difficult. But guess what? LeQuay makes it so easy. They give you absolutely everything you need. Now, I've got this gorgeous little chocolate cake pop, and I am all about the spooky spirit right now. So we're gonna roll it in some fun colors, and look at that.
Stephanie, that was so simple.
That was so quick. I would gift this to somebody in an instant. Yes. And then just the ideas. I have to show you the table for a minute. Kat, our stylist, made cake pops. Okay, so this is a sheet of fondant, and she cut it, which you can buy anywhere. She cut it into little strips and put little eyeballs on it, and inside is ooey gooey cake.
Little mummy balls.
Those are so fun to me. You can add food color and go for the ghoul and the gore. But then once you get these molds home, what about making pancake batter? Adding some blueberries. This is the best breakfast to go for kids. My kids are always having to eat breakfast in the car because mom isn't real good at mornings. But that's okay because you're eating breakfast. So you can make little pancake balls, serve them in the car in the cups. On the way to school, out you go. What about putting in little cake balls and turning them into donuts? You can roll them in cinnamon sugar. Again, you have so many options. What about taking your cinnamon rolls? Again, just buy the ones in the pop-up canister. We won't tell anybody. You cut those into quarters, put them into your cake pop mold, and again, now you've got breakfast to go. And I have to tell you, you know what I'd be doing this?
Like a little,
I'd be doing a little bit of that.
Spread the little icing over there.
I'm thinking that's what I need on those.
And how fast is that gonna be? You didn't have to do a whole lot of extra.
Exactly. Breakfast easy to go. Weekends when you're running out to games or whatever.
Easy to grab onto. I mean, because how do you eat cake on the go? You need a plate and a fork.
Now you can eat everything fun on the go. But so I mean, cake pops are great. We can decorate. We can do all sorts of things. But one thing I love about these molds is everything else. Let's go savory. Let's make meatballs. They're the perfect size for meatballs.
Oh, wow. What do we have under here?
Chicken and cheese bites. So appetizers for holiday entertaining, because what you're getting is a silicone mold in either color that is the absolute perfect circular vehicle for anything you want to be circular. Appetizers, desserts, breakfast.
Anything.
Non-stick. Goes in the oven, comes right out.
You just decide if you want them in green or in pink. You're going to get the top and the bottom of the mold, and then you get 20 of those sticks. Let me ask you real quick. Are the sticks reusable?
Yes, absolutely.
Sticks are reusable. So don't throw them away. And how do I clean these when I'm done with them? You know what? They plop right into the dishwasher. But I will tell you, because they're non-stick, you could pretty much just wipe them out. You know, they could not be easier to work with. I love this time of year. You know, we're heading into, I call it spooky season in my house. We're heading into spooky season. So it's fun to make all sorts of little just things to have around and snacks and whatnot. But then you get into Thanksgiving, then you get into the holiday season. If there is ever a time where I really feel like you can bring these home and make it a whole family activity, you know, we do lots of things at my house, just simple food crafts. I like to roll pretzel sticks and decorate them. This is kind of a fancier way, because pretzel sticks are kind of basic. This is elevating it a little bit, but yet I'm not having to make tons of cakes and crumble them all up and have tons of extras. I do everything right here in the mold. You can make whatever cake flavor you want. Use a box mix. No one's gonna know. No
no one's gonna care.
And it's a great portion size too, because then if you're serving it to the kids, it's not about, well, you know, I'm eating too much cake. It's a great portion.
It's just enough, you know,
Yes.
because sometimes a cupcake can be overwhelming, especially for the little ones. I like the fact that these are grabbable, these are easy to go. I know that the grandparents have given us lots of great feedback about this, because for one thing, it's a really great project to do with your grandkids.
Yeah.
But also, it's just kind of a way to, as you say, control the portions.
Yes.
Have a little treat here and a little treat there.
And that's what it is.
And some people have told me they're making them just like solely for decorating at parties, because they do make great decorations. We've stood our cake pops up in like bowls of candy corn.
Yeah.
So just using candy and cake to decorate. So cute, so fun, and so much on the way this time of year.
And let me tell you, these are 50% off. You're getting these for $9.95.
That's so fun.
So how many pops am I making per?
You're getting 18.
Okay, so 18. So if you want more than 18 at a time, or maybe you just want, you know, a couple of these because they're 50% off, do it. You can get them in pink or you get them in green. You're getting 20 of the reusable sticks.
Yes.
And you can make cake pops, you can make cinnamon balls, you can make
cinnamon rolls,
pancake balls, you can make meatballs.
Cheese balls.
Anything you want to eat in the round, I know.
And remember, to get the sticks to stay, I love this little, I know you can just pop them in your mouth because they're so yummy. I love the little trick of putting the icing at the base of the stick, and then once that dries, my stick will be completely stuck in there, and that makes it a little bit easier to do my decorating. So just the little tips help. Isn't that cake good?
And it's just enough.
It is, just a little something, and it's so moist because the silicone just keeps it right there.
Thank you, Stephanie.
A little holiday fun.
This is so much fun. I hope you'll go ahead and get it. It's the lowest price we've ever offered. 50% off, 6 flex pay. Get it home for $1.66.
Yay!
Unbelievable. All right, we've got more for you that we wanted to share with you. Another American Dreams item, as a matter of fact, and we want you to take a listen to this. I'm gonna finish my cake pop and come back.
I never thought that these crazy experiments in my garage would lead to something. I'd learned that the world's farmers were harvesting enough food to feed the planet, but we just weren't able to distribute food efficiently enough. It all actually started when I was in middle school and I was visiting my grandma in India. My mom warned me to be really careful about drinking the tap water. I accidentally drank almost an entire cup. But my grandma made this mixture of different spices and gave me like this murky brown spiced tea, and I ended up not getting sick. One day I was grocery shopping with my mom, and I noticed that all the strawberries seemed to have some fuzz growing at the bottom. That was when I had that first aha moment. We started with no funding. We had no experience and we had no resources, but at every step of the way, people came forward to help us because they believed in our mission. They believed in the idea that simple can be powerful. That was when we first started to think that maybe we could build a social enterprise where we could sell fresh paper to growers and farmers and retailers and consumers, and that would enable us to give it away to food banks. So much of making a difference is just understanding that, you know, usually you are enough. You have everything that you need to take the first step.
So I love to see and hear about where this began, and you have a chance to now get fresh paper and be able to keep your baked goods, your breads, fresher longer. And you saw where it began, and this is where you continue on with that story. You're getting a 3-pack of the 8-count of the Bread Saver sheets. These are clearance price. You're saving $10 on them. And when you, if you can save just your croissants, just your bagels, a little bit longer, it is gonna make all the difference. Kelly Diedring, I promised you she'd be back, and she's with us.
Here I am. These are crazy cool. If you've ever purchased our fresh paper for the produce, you have got to try our bread. And if you've never heard of fresh paper, let me tell you, it is going to revolutionize the way you store your bread. So you're getting at least a 2-month supply. I would say that's conservative, maybe 3 or 4 months, depends on how much fresh bread that you have, but it could be any kind of bread, whether it's croissants, whether it's your cookies, whether it's a cake or a pie for the holidays. So here's what fresh paper is. It's these little sheets of organic, compostable papers, and they're infused with a special blend of organic spices, okay? And it keeps your bread longer fresh. So it doesn't get the mold, it doesn't get stale, and it works on produce. There's a produce version as well, but this one is so cool because A, it's clearance price. All you do is take it with any bread. Okay, cookies, you know, bagels, I mean, English muffins, any kind of a bread product, and you place a sheet of the fresh paper anywhere near the bread. So we'll use a couple of examples, but this is one that we got fresh from the bakery at our local grocery store, and obviously it's our rolls, and we're taking a sheet of fresh paper. I could even take it and put it underneath. It doesn't matter, it's aromatic, okay? So it doesn't actually have to touch the bread. The aromatic of it, it actually keeps the bread fresh. So we'll place it underneath there if we want. And then this is gonna keep your rolls from not only getting stale, but also getting moldy for a longer period of time. So if you spend the extra money to buy the fresh from the bakery, you have got to try fresh paper. That's just an example of the rolls. Maybe it's just your fresh, you know, maybe you make your own bread, or maybe you buy it like this, or maybe you buy the traditional white bread, okay? Any brand, all you do is you take your fresh paper and you place it inside the loaf. Now, if you store your bread on the counter, that's where you're gonna store it, okay? In this little sheet of fresh paper, we've cut in half. Because this is actually a smaller loaf of bread. So you can actually take them and slice them to your needs, like in a half or maybe even in thirds. Maybe you just have a small little cookie jar. Like we have down here with holiday cookies. Or maybe you're gifting cookies to your neighbors and you wanna make sure that they're not getting stale cookies, right? You can see we have a sheet of fresh paper in our cookie jar. It's discreetly hidden in the back, so there's my cookies in the front. You can gift those away or keep those for the people that come through your home, or maybe you're having a holiday party and you wanna make sure we're giving fresh, delectable cookies rather than sort of the stale, crumbly cookies that you might have if they're 2 or 3 days old, right?
That's true, that's very true.
So I love this. For anybody that bakes their own fresh bread, this is a must-have, but it's for absolutely everything. Even if it's from the bakery, even if it's from the bread aisle, right? Because it's going to keep it fresh for a longer period of time. So for example, maybe you're hosting a brunch, or you just have bagels about, or maybe you have the bagels inside the plastic baggie. All you need is 1 sheet of the fresh paper, and it will, the aromatic of the organic spices, it's a proprietary blend that fresh paper discovered, and it's keeping all of these bagels fresh. Same with our croissants right next to it. You can see it's keeping all of these croissants fresh, even the ones in front that aren't touching it, because it's aromatic. So it's really, really neat, and it's compostable, right? So it's so much better than placing your bread in a box or a plastic thing that you're gonna then throw away, right?
That's right.
This is compostable, and you're getting 3 packs of 8. And here's the cool part. Okay, I'm gonna open it just so you can see. When you get it home, it has a cute little description, everything, talks about fresh paper. Okay, when you open it up, it has this resealable pouch. When I take out 1 sheet of fresh paper, I still have 7 sheets remaining. I can now close this back up. And this is 2 years they will stay fresh.
Even after I've opened the package?
After you've opened the package, once you reseal it, the ones inside here, 2 years. Now, the one I took out, 1 full month. 1 full month. So here's what's so cool about it. What I like to do is, maybe you forget when you opened up your fresh paper. What's today, the 7th or the 8th?
The 8th.
I just take and I just write on there my date, so October 8th. And now I know that, let's say I'm finished with this loaf of bread. Here's what's so cool. Let's say I had this fresh paper in that loaf of bread, and I finished this loaf and I'm ready for another loaf. As long as it's not November 8th, I can take this and put it in my next loaf of bread.
That's so good.
It's still keeping my next loaf of bread fresh. Isn't that neat? A full month.
So it's a money saver on top of a money saver.
Exactly.
So you're using it over and over until you just can't use it anymore, and then you'd go and get the other piece of the paper.
You go get another sheet of paper. So each of the packages contains 8. So that's what I was saying. We conservatively say it's at least a 2-month supply. I have had my pack of bread for 6 months. I mean, I like to freeze some bread. So anytime I bring it out from the freezer, I place this on the inside. And as long as I eat that bread within 1 month, I can reuse the sheet.
And you don't want the sheet to get wet,
yeah,
right?
you don't want it to get wet.
So you wouldn't put it in the refrigerator?
No, I wouldn't put it in the, you could put it in the refrigerator. I just wouldn't put it in the freezer.
Okay.
Yeah, I just wouldn't put it in the freezer.
Okay.
But you can definitely put it in the refrigerator as long as there's no moisture condensation dripping onto it. But you can see, just as an example, this is the container that the fresh bread came in, right? So our bakeries bake really nice things nowadays. At least the ones here, the local store that I go to. And so I don't have to bake my own fresh bread. Maybe sometimes I'd like to, but this is nice and fresh, probably baked within a day. Go ahead and put that fresh paper right on top, and oh my goodness, you will be blown away at the length of time you're gonna get out of your fresh rolls. They're gonna stay crunchy, crispy, they're not gonna get stale or hard, and you're gonna see less of the molding.
Okay, and would this work on donuts too?
Absolutely. Anything that's a bread product, this will work on. So your donuts, your bagels, your English muffins, cookies, croissants,
right?
You know, any roll or loaf.
That's right.
Yep.
What do we know how much longer it extends the life?
We can't say exactly because it depends on when your bread was baked and the ingredients.
True.
But in my personal experience, my loaves of bread have lasted me twice as long.
Wow.
Can you imagine extending the loaf of bread by 2 times? So let's say it usually lasts 2 weeks. I would say in my personal home, up to a month.
Wow.
On my fresh loaves of bread.
We have sold over 2 million sheets of fresh paper.
Isn't that crazy?
I mean, people are using it and loving it because we're tired of throwing things away. I see many of you online. Hi, Virginia. Hi, Frankie and Yvette. Gary said, no, it was Yvette who said, my loaf of bread just got molded and I was mad because I wasted money.
It's cash in the trash. By the way, made in America, compostable, wonderful story with Kavita, who invented fresh paper. You know, you just saw her online or on the screen there. You're gonna love getting it home if you've never tried it. If you've tried it, you're getting a great deal tonight.
Go ahead and do it. It's on clearance. It's on 6 flex pay of $2.49. You're getting 3 packs. That equates to 24 sheets that you can use over and over, and you can have them for a long time. And if you need more than that, go ahead and get them while they're on clearance. I wanted to answer a question about the silicone, the cake pops that we just had just a moment ago. And the question was, how long did they bake the meatballs for? They baked them for about 15 minutes, okay? Just so you know. All right, we are gonna take a quick break. We've got more for you. Stay on the phone for your fresh paper, and we'll send it right on out.
The holidays are here, and it doesn't get merrier than this. Today is your last chance to shop our Columbus Day sale. Don't miss out on great deals and 6 flex pay on all clearance. Attention crafters, our craft event is all day tomorrow. We have everything you need to make one-of-a-kind holiday crafts. Today through Wednesday, your entire craft order ships for only $5. Make your holidays extraordinary. Find your Merry on HSN and hsn.com. It's Project Central around here. With just a little imagination, some of this, a bit of that. The possibilities are endless. Whether you're just getting started, or if you have a full room devoted to crafting, we have the supplies and ideas to help get it done. Say yes to crafting at HSN.
My singular goal is to improve the quality of people's lives. Everything we do is intended to be unlike any other company of our kind. We just make exceptional vitamins so you could have exceptional health. It's not important that you get the products I'm offering, but it's very important that you get the information I'm sharing, because information is the key to being a healthy person.
The appraised values you see at HSN are set by independent, professionally certified appraisers. They determine, as closely as possible, the approximate retail cost of replacing or recreating the item, not the possible sell or purchase price. Because subjective estimates and judgments are involved, appraisals may vary by as much as 25%. Call your customer service rep for more information.
Well, I'm glad you're watching HSN. We are in the midst of 2 hours of clearance, and we're in the kitchen. So we're getting your kitchen ready for the holidays and actually for every day. Speaking of every day, how often would you love to eat your favorite fried food? probably every day, right? But we don't, or when we do, we feel guilty because of all of the extra oil and fat that we have to add to it. Well, Dash has a way for you to take away that guilt, sort of turn your oven into an air fryer using your crisper trays. And what's great is that you don't have to add any oil or any fat, but you still get the crispiness of and the crunch that we love.
Yes, I love these. If you're somebody that uses a baking sheet in the oven for your French fries, for your little pigs in a blanket, for your mozzarella sticks, you know, for your chicken wings, you have got to pick these up. What a great deal. So we just did mozzarella sticks, perfectly crunchy, no oil from a deep fryer. So we've basically taken our big traditional oven, especially if you have a convection oven, but all ovens have a fan on the inside, and we've turned it into an air fryer. And here's how we've done it. Let me just grab these. You're getting a 2-pack. You're getting the large and you're getting the small. So perfect for toaster ovens.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, if you own a toaster oven, you have got to get these. So this one's for your big oven, this one's for your big oven or your toaster oven. But you can see it's mesh all the way around. It's that nice non-stick. So it's easy to clean off. Nothing's gonna stick, dishwasher safe, but look at the crunch you're gonna get because 360 degrees, it's going to crisp up. Now, if this was a baking sheet, you know what a baking sheet looks like. It's flat here. Yeah. Guess what's soggy? Always the underneath. Or you have to go to your oven and give everything a shake. Yeah. Or flip everything. You're never gonna have to do that again. So just for the convenience of these alone, pick these up. Even if you're not doing anything that's traditionally crunchy, these are amazing. So we just did our mozzarella cheese sticks, and these were from frozen, right into our oven, crispy, crunchy. Turn your traditional oven into, you know, these air fryers without having to purchase a whole separate appliance. Right. Look at how perfectly cooked, and you still have the crunch on the breading. That's but right. No oil added.
Not a single drop, of oil. So no oil means no guilt. Yep, exactly. And we're not gonna give up our fried food. It's just not gonna happen. We're gonna continue to eat our fried food. I'll help you out with those French fries right there. I know, my mouth is watering. I'm ready to dive in. And that's the deal. So for you, it might be something that you use, you know, especially during football season. You're using it on Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, maybe even Saturday if you watch college football. Yes. Chicken wings.
Look at the mozzarella
When you want that crunch, but you don't want the guilt of the oil, you want to do it fast, utilize your oven. And this is what we're doing here. Remember, you're getting a set of 2. They're so simple. We took $10 off of the price, and we gave you 6 flex pay. I mean, seriously.
Yeah, exactly. So you gotta try these out, even if you're somebody that maybe you just need a new baking sheet, and you're like, okay, I need a new baking sheet, grab these instead, because this is so much more sophisticated and so much better than a baking sheet. Okay, you can see I grabbed 2, because you can use the smaller version in your big oven, obviously, or you can use it in your toaster oven, and that's why we're giving you 2 options for sizes. You're getting them both, right? Look at the crispy, crunchy pizza. I'm gonna flip it over a little bit.
Those pizzas are so good.
Look at underneath. This was not flipped. This was not, I mean, this was, you're getting that crunch 360 degrees all the way around your pizza bites. Whether you're just even reheating, maybe you're just reheating leftover pizza from your favorite pizza place, do it on your crisper trays because you're gonna absolutely love them. I want you to hear. Do you hear the crunch of that pizza? That crisp, that crunch. So good. No longer do you have to settle for sad, soggy pizza. Look underneath, it's perfectly golden. Yes. So whether you're cooking from frozen, whether you're cooking, you know, reheating, you're gonna love these crisper trays in replacement of A, an air fryer. You're turning your oven that you already own into an air fryer, and B, of any kind of a cookie sheet. Use these instead of your cookie sheets. Look what we've done here. These little pigs in a blanket. These are my favorite, but you ever had these get stuck to the bottom? Ooh, and you're sitting there literally trying to, you know, get them unstuck from your cookie sheet? Because it has 100% air circulation underneath, nothing's gonna get stuck. It's naturally non-stick. You're getting all the crunch all the way around. You don't have sad, soggy little pizza bites or sad, soggy pigs in a blanket. Everything's gonna be crispy and crunchy and worth the calories.
For sure, and you'll see how much food that we've been able to show you from, and these are gonna be the things that we eat all the time. These are the ones that are sort of our guilty pleasures, but no more. French fries, you've got your mozzarella sticks, your pigs in a blanket, your frozen pizzas, or even your next day pizza, whatever the case is. We've got more, and you'll notice that Kelly is going back to the oven to get more. Remember, you're getting 2 of these. You get a smaller and you get a larger.
Yeah.
Really?
I just pulled 6 out. So if you're getting a couple of sets, maybe for the holidays where you want to do onion rings and French fries together,
favorite.
Go ahead and do that. Look at how crispy, how crunchy. 0 oil added, no deep fryer to get out and set up, right?
Okay.
You have all the crunch that you wanted, but you're turning your big, giant traditional oven that we all own into an air fryer, because all of our ovens have a fan. We can hear the fan when we turn it on, right? And what that fan is doing is it's circulating that superheated air all over your food, except when you have a traditional baking sheet, guess where it's not getting? Underneath your food.
That's right.
So you have food that doesn't taste right, or maybe you're doing, you know, crunchy food that's soggy underneath and it's not enjoyable and it feels like a waste of calories, right? If I'm eating onion rings or French fries, I want those calories to be worth it. I want them to taste every bit as good as they should. And that's what you want when you're air frying, right? But not all of us want to purchase a separate appliance. They're larger, they're more expensive. Maybe you're unsure of the technology. Look at what we just did. Our tater tots are a food group in my house because I have a 4-year-old. You'll be there soon, Tamara. All right, so tater tots, food group, and onion rings, another food group for the adults, right?
Well,
so
isn't onion a vegetable?
it is a vegetable. And tater, so is a potato, so we're good.
So we're good, right?
Is a healthy food.
and you get the crunch, and they're not greasy, and you're not gonna have, you know, an oily mess all over the place. These are the kind of things, if you've been wanting maybe an air fryer for this very reason, because you wanted to fry without the guilt, you wanted to give up your crunch, because we're not giving up our fried food. I don't care what anybody says. We're just making it easier, and we're making it, oh wow. It just gets better and better. And we're making it faster, and we're making it more convenient. You don't now have to, if you want an air fryer, that's great, and we offer a lot of great ones. But if you're saying, this is more my speed, because I can also use it in the toaster oven.
That smaller one was built for your toaster oven, for your toast, for your chocolate-filled croissants, for your puff pastries, for anything that your bagels in the morning. If you're gonna smear a little cream cheese or maybe a little peanut butter on your bagel, it will crisp and crunch up your bagel. 360-degree air circulation. So you're taking that big oven that we all own and you're turning it into an air fryer, right? So no longer do you have to worry about, you know, flipping everything or going in and shaking the pot or the pan. It's gonna be crispy on all sides. Look at these chicken wings.
Oh, wow.
It's almost like we went to the sports pub and we ordered the deep fried chicken wings. You can see the crunch just right through the, you know, through your camera. You can see how crispy and how crunchy. And if you want a little blue cheese on the side.
If you did go to that sports bar to order the chicken wings, you'd be paying more. For that one plate of chicken wings than what you're getting, that you can have chicken wings every single day if you want to.
You can.
For 6 flex payments of $2.49.
A big vat of oil.
That's true.
You didn't have to get out your deep fryer.
And then dispose of the oil.
And then dispose of the oil. Look at these crunchy egg
Karen
rolls.
asked if these are dishwasher safe. These are, what you're gonna do is just, you're gonna wash these out by hand. That's just the best way to do it, okay?
But they are naturally nonstick. So they're not gonna have all that sticky stuff to them. So dishwasher you don't need if all you have to do is run it clean, right? Because it's has all that air circulation. I just want you to hear. Can you hear that crunch in that egg roll? I mean, I know you can hear it. It's so crunchy, it's so crispy. Egg rolls are one of the toughest things to do outside of a deep fryer. I mean, all the egg rolls where you get these beautiful crunchy egg rolls at the restaurant, almost always deep fried, right? That's the best way to get the crunch in an egg roll, unless you own an air fryer and you're getting that crunch with the superheated air, and that's what you're getting here with the Dash crisper trays. Dash's motto is unprocess your food. So they wanna give you tools so that you don't have to deep fry. You don't have to have all those calories. That oil which drags us down and makes us feel icky throughout the day. You're gonna be able to create all these wonderful foods, crispy and crunchy, without using oil.
I know our clock is almost gone. I don't want this presentation to be over. I wanna keep eating.
Okay, good, because it's my favorite.
What do we,
garlic bread. It's the best garlic bread because I don't ever have to flip it, and it's gonna be crunchy and crispy. You can hear the crunch with that garlic bread. We got the holidays coming up. There's not a meal that doesn't involve garlic bread.
Please,
at least not at my house.
Please do it. You've got it at a clearance price. Get as many of them as you need. I think you would only need one set, but If you just want to make sure that you're never out, go ahead and pick them up.
Maybe it's a good gift.
40% for
nice
sure.
gift for somebody that likes
Definitely,
to cook.
the gift of health.
Yep.
Kelly, thank you so
All
much.
right, thank you, Tamara. I'll save you some food.
Oh, thank you. Save me some onion rings.
Okay.
Earlier, sorry, I'm all distracted. We had the Easy Lid full size of the serving pan lids. Those have been very popular because it does allow you to have a nice, clean, beautiful cover for those disposable aluminum pans that we buy all the time. So whether you're using it for the big pan, or they'll also cover 2 of the smaller pans. And if you want to go ahead and pick those up and join all of the people who have, do it while they're on clearance, while it's on 6 flex pay. And during our clearance frenzy, 6 flex pay on all clearance. So enjoy. All right. We can't have a yummy show without having Mark Gill. And Mark, normally you see him on the grill, right? With steaks and burgers and lobster. He has a sweet side.
Hard to cook brownies on the grill.
Right.
Super hard.
And that's where the brownies come in. The Gotham Steel Max Brooklyn Brownie Pan is what you're getting here. It comes along with the separator and the Easy Lift tray. And it's a clearance price. It's actually more than half price. I want to make sure you go ahead and get it. And I want to see everything this can do.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you've been to a store in the last 10 years, any store, then you've seen Gotham Steel pans, right? So here's what we've done. We've actually taken our Gotham Steel pan and we've added titanium to the coating and made a brownie pan out of it. Guys, you're gonna love this. Let me show you how this works, okay? You've got a 2-piece pan on the bottom, and there's a reason for that in just a second that I'll show you. And you've got your separator, because I don't know about you, but I prefer to cut my brownies before I bake them. It's a lot easier. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Go ahead, take any brownie batter you want, white, black, cake mix, really doesn't matter. Have a lot of fun with this. Don't worry about the fact that the bottom separates. Nothing's ever gonna drip or go kind of under that seal and into the oven. We've designed it that way. So watch this. This is the cool part, you guys. I'm gonna cut my brownies before I bake them. That's the coolest thing. So let me go ahead and pop this in the oven for the next crew. Okay. And I think the last round left one in there for us, so that's pretty neat. Guys, nice. Halloween's coming, so you wanna make sure you got everything you need to make those little goodies for the kids. There we go. And here we go. Love it, love it, love it. Oven safe, up to 500 degrees, so no worries about that. Remember, this is Gotham Steel. This is the big deal. This is what everybody sees in the stores. This is what everybody gets home and loves. But here's what I love about it, guys. Watch this. Remember that false bottom? Yeah. Here's what makes it cool. Now, you've got a serving tray built right into it, okay? So you can pop these off on the bottom, pop them off on top, makes no difference at all. And you've got, ready for this? 18 perfectly portioned, just the right size brownies that everybody can enjoy, everybody can decorate, and everybody has the crispy edge.
Yes,
how cool is that?
Everybody has the edge.
Love that.
You don't think about that with regular brownies, but you'll notice how easy these were. Right. Perfect portion size, right? This is, I think these are just one of those kind of things that if you have seen them out in the stores and you always kind of wanted them, you're like, I kind of want that.
Exactly, exactly. Listen, that's the fun part of this. Brownies are a good time. Brownies are just fun. Yeah. And you know, when the kids can get involved in this, do their own decorating, do their own fun at Halloween, this is a great way to do it, you guys. We'll pop that on front, add a little sprinkles, and that wraps up my decorating abilities. But it's still a brownie. It's still a brownie. Let me tell you something.
That's true. It still tastes good. It doesn't have to be pretty. It still tastes good. This is how it's working. This is exactly what you were showing us.
Have a look here, guys. What it does is it separates that batter into 18 even pieces, which is the part of this that you're really gonna love. Because at the end of it, you're not fighting with anything. You're not fighting with that pan, which by the way, I have right beside me that I kind of want you to see. Brownie crumbs everywhere. Here's what we're trying to avoid, you guys. Oh, yeah. Right here. How many of you have been here?
Oh, yeah.
Tried to dump this out. It just doesn't happen. That's why people love, love, love the brownie pan. And let me tell you a little bit about the coating on this. I'm gonna take this off. I kind of started cleaning this because I want you to see this. No matter what you put on this, no butters, no oil, no nonstick anything. It's not required. This is Gotham Steel, and it's Gotham Steel Max. So no PFOAs. Yeah. It's not gonna chip, it's not gonna scratch. You're not gonna hurt this guy. This is gonna be that pan you're gonna have for a long time.
So you're right. So you didn't oil it, you didn't spray it and flour it and do all of that stuff. You didn't have to put down the wax paper underneath it so it wouldn't stick. And you got perfect brownies in the same amount of time that if you were cooking it here, where you'd have to lose most of the brownie because it's stuck to the pan.
Exactly.
But not just brownies.
And what's cool about this, you guys, it's not just for brownies. You can have a lot of fun with this. Cornbread, small rolls, all kinds of treats. We've got a lasagna here to show you in a second. How about cookies? But what's great about it is, and you mentioned this, Tamara, and I love that because being 300 pounds, it doesn't enter into me much. The portion size is fantastic. Okay?
Yeah, right.
If I'm gonna cut into this, my brownie piece is probably half the pan. So if you want to stretch it out, every one of these is going to make those 18 perfect portions. And I'll tell you, we have fun here and we joke around, but if you are a cook, if you're the cook at home and you're entertaining and you've got people coming over, it's so terrific to know that you've got a tool like this in the kitchen that can prepare those treats, prepare those savory dishes, even prepare little hors d'oeuvres and meal starters, amuse-bouches, if you will, and you can get those served up, cooked up. Everybody's got the perfect, pretty piece, and I love seeing that.
And if you are somebody who bakes, and I'm talking about whether you bake from scratch or you bake from a box, you know that you can do everything right. But if it doesn't come out of the pan, it was a waste of time, and it was so frustrating because you won't know if it's right until the very end of the process.
Exactly.
With this, you know it's gonna be right even before you start. When you order this, you know, finally, I'm gonna be able to make the right, you know, perfect brownies every time or perfect rolls every time because of how easy it is to release.
And this is the cool part right here. This is the part that gets me every single time. That's what makes our pan unique, is that false bottom, because when it comes time to cut, when it comes time to serve, you're not digging anything out of here. You're not wrecking the 3 brownies to get to the 4 good ones. All it does is pop right out of the bottom, and you can serve it like this, or everybody can grab their own. It's a really, really brilliant design. Absolutely love it.
For sure, for sure. Again, I just want to remind you, 6 flex pay, you're getting these home for $2.16.
I love
if there was ever a day to get it, it is today.
All right, so let's head back to the oven here, because I love giving people kind of some different ideas. Yes, it's the Brooklyn brownie pan, but there are all kinds of things that you can do with this. And remember, this is Gotham Steel, not just Gotham Steel, exclusive here at HSN, Gotham Steel Max. That means that we've added titanium into that coating. So as tough as our pans were, these are tougher. So let me go ahead, we'll leave those brownies cooking there.
Okay.
And let me grab our cookies. Guys, this is a great way to make cookies. Take your favorite cookie dough, your favorite cookie batter. I'm gonna set this down just for a second, let it cool for 1 quick second, and I'll remind you here how it works before we pull that cookie out. When it comes time to make that cookie dough or cookie batter, just like with the brownies, you're gonna put that bottom in there just like that, and you're gonna put in your cookie dough, your cookie batter, whatever it is, and then you're gonna push that divider right inside. And once you've done that and pop it in the oven, you don't have to alter the directions, you don't have to alter the time or the temperature, just set it in the oven. Let me go ahead and grab the towels because it just came out, and watch this, you guys.
Okay.
With a serving tray built in, 18 perfect cookies. I love that. That is just the coolest darn thing ever. And this is one of those things where it's great to get the kids involved. Anytime you can get kids involved in cooking, baking, anything around the kitchen, those are skills that stay with them their whole lives. So I'm gonna try and decorate one of these poorly again.
And like you said, every cookie has an edge.
Right.
So you get that crispness. It's gonna be, it's a good idea to do cookies because then you've got a nice deep look. It can be a cookie brownie if that's how you wanna call it. And you're getting, there's space for 18 of them.
Right.
When you make cookies with using the cookie dough and you have to put it on a cookie sheet.
Baking technique.
They stick together. They're not even in size.
I love it.
You're so great at this
I'll tell you, it's the
part.
dip. I'm good at the dip. I can dip. But guys, look at this. No matter what size you take, every one of them is exactly the same. Nobody's fighting for the piece. Nobody's fighting for the edge. Nobody's fighting for the crunch.
Yeah.
That's what's cool about this. And because everything's equally portioned inside that spacer, everything cooks evenly and at the same time, which is so cool. I'm not a huge baker, so I appreciate when I have tools in the kitchen that help me along.
Yes.
And anytime I've got something like this that doesn't stick, cuts it for me, portions it for me, easy to bake, easy to clean, doesn't scratch or scrape,
right.
That's the one.
And this is dishwasher friendly, just in case
Yes,
you were
ma'am.
wondering. You know, these are the kind of things that you're not gonna use them every day because you're not gonna make brownies every day.
Right.
But when you do, you're gonna be glad you have it. And because it's this easy, you're gonna reach for it probably a little bit more than you realize, instead of going out to the stores and buying pre-made, you know, baked goods, which may not be the flavors you want, may not be what you want. With this, you get what you want. You get it at ease of use as you're looking at that. And I keep reminding you of the 6 FlexPay because we just don't normally do that, especially on a price of $12.95. You know, I think these would make really good gifts for somebody in your life who maybe does baking and maybe has, let's say, young kids, and they want to get in on the fun.
Love it, love it, love it. So again, let me show you this again, just in case you came in a little late. This is cooled up enough for me to move. I'll use the one we made the brownies in. This is our Brooklyn Brownie Pan. This is our Gotham Steel Max. That means for HSN exclusively, we've added titanium into this mix. So as far as longevity of the pan, you own this pan. Not going anywhere. It has a false bottom and a separator. You're getting all 3 pieces today, okay? You don't have to pay any extra for the part that cuts everything at the same time. The reason for the false bottom is so that you can serve these out of the tray without ever having to dig, scrape, or pick them out of the pan, which is something I absolutely love. You'll notice that coating is on every square millimeter of this pan. That means that nothing's sticking anywhere. It's not gonna stick in the little divots, not gonna stick in the little grooves.
For sure. Tammy on Facebook wants to know, can you make cake in this pan?
Absolutely. You can make cake, one large one if you want, which is a chance for you to enjoy the non-stick. Your cake will pop right out without the extra fats, butters, oils. Or go ahead and use that separator, and now you have 18 individual pieces of cake that all of the kids can decorate. And before we wander off, remember, savory is fun too. Individually sized lasagna portions, you guys. How neat is that? That's the coolest hors d'oeuvre ever. You can do this with cornbread, you can do this with lasagna, you can do this with so many things. You're limited by your imagination, and that's it.
This is fun.
Isn't that cool?
I hope you will go ahead and get it. I know your clock is quickly running down, and a lot of you are saying, I'm getting it. Do it, for sure. You're getting, and easy to clean because it's dishwasher friendly. You don't need oil, you don't need butter, you don't need to flour the pan.